Preface. The aspiration of all human beings at birth is to be healthy, to live long, and to encounter good fortune, but how many truly achieve that? This is an undeniable truth, for a human life is a long chain of suffering and troubles, both physical and mental. Rarely do we experience moments of genuine peace and happiness. Joy and happiness seem like a fleeting dream arriving and leaving as swiftly as water under a bridge, or a horse's shadow passing a window. People are inherently ignorant, unaware that all things in this world are impermanent here today, gone tomorrow. They become attached, believing everything is real, eternal, unchanging, and belongs to them. Because of this misperception, they cling to one thing or another. From this wrong understanding, people come to see themselves as the most important beings in the world. This inflated view feeds the ego. The larger the ego, the more wrongdoing one commits in service of that ego. This nurturing of the ego has carried over not just in this life but through countless past lives. Because of evil deeds committed over many lifetimes, one now suffers the consequences. But few understand this, and instead believe that suffering is random or brought about by unlucky circumstances. With such ignorance, people continue to chase fame and gain, creating countless evil karmas in a single lifetime. As a result, their sins stack high above their heads. To end the suffering of human life, to escape the bonds of attachment and defilement, to avoid disasters, incurable illnesses, conflicts, jealousy, selfishness, deceit, cunning, and so on, one must live according to the 10 wholesome deeds. The 10 wholesome deeds are the path that leads humans to true happiness and out of the worldly way of life, a life concerned only with oneself and indifferent to others. Living by the 10 wholesome deeds means training oneself to be a good person for oneself, for one's family, and for society both now and in the future. Following the 10 wholesome deeds helps purify our thoughts, ensuring honesty with ourselves and with others, without deceit or fraud. By living this way, we naturally develop virtues such as calmness, humility, and simplicity. Through such a life, we gain the endurance to overcome life's hardships and challenges and find genuine peace within. Practicing the 10 wholesome deeds transforms suffering and poverty into peace and abundance, bringing lasting favorable conditions into our lives. This way of life helps us live ethically without causing suffering to ourselves, to others, or to all living beings. Especially when we strive to practice the 10 wholesome deeds thoroughly, we become a good example for others. As a result, we enjoy peace of mind, family happiness, and a well-ordered, secure society. Following the 10 wholesome deeds also prevents us from becoming wicked, deceitful, treacherous, thieves, rapists, murderers, and so on. Consequently, we need not live in fear of losing our possessions, being harmed by criminals, or falling victim to violence. Most importantly, living in accordance with the 10 wholesome deeds protects us from falling into the 3 evil realms. 1. Asura realm, beings filled with anger and hostility. 2. Hungry ghost realm, beings tormented by hunger, lacking food and clothing. 3. Hell realm, beings suffering severe illnesses, accidents, blindness, deafness, physical deformities, speech impediments, or mental disorders that obscure their moral judgment, or with extremely poor memory. The 10 wholesome deeds purify our body, speech, and mind, keeping us free from evil actions. But if we fail to follow them, our body, speech, and mind will inevitably commit the 10 evil deeds. In terms of cause and effect, those who live by the 10 evil deeds sow 10 unwholesome causes. From these causes come 10 painful consequences. This is hell. Hell is the most miserable path among the 6 realms of existence. Therefore, Buddhist scriptures often remind us to diligently stop evil, eliminate unwholesome states, and cultivate and hell grow is not wholesome somewhere ones. else. Only then exists will we right here find in peace this world and happiness. Some imagine hell as an underworld, but such beliefs come from superstitions handed down by the ancients. They don't even know where this so-called underworld is, they simply repeat what others say. So, hell exists in each person's suffering, not something we fall into after death to be tortured. Hence, there is no physical place called hell, it exists within our present lives. If you commit the 10 evil deeds, you will suffer 10 kinds of torment, inflicted by your own actions, not by some king Just Yama look at or those demon who, tormentor, throughout life, have committed killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, flattery, divisive speech, harsh words, greed, anger, and delusion. Have they ever known peace? Regardless of their social status, their bodies and minds remain trapped in darkness and misery. The Buddha taught that living by the 10 wholesome deeds is essential for cultivating good causes. Those who create good causes will continually meet with good fortune and favorable circumstances in this life and future lives. Their lives are full of blessings. Not only do they enjoy peace, safety, and happiness in this life, but in future lives as well they will experience wealth, joy, and all necessities fulfilled. Those who live by the 10 wholesome deeds will receive the following 10 great blessings: a healthy body free from illness, a wealthy and comfortable life, a happy family, harmonious spouses and filial children, being respected, trusted, and followed by others, exceptional wisdom and clarity with deep understanding of karmic law, honest speech that commands respect and admiration, gentle and pleasing words that bring joy to listeners, never using harsh or abusive language, fearlessness in all circumstances, unwavering in adversity, eloquence and confidence when speaking before crowds, a body, speech, and mind that are pure, untouched by worldly desires. Therefore, those who are fortunate enough to hear or see the 10 wholesome deeds but refuse to live by them, wasting their lives in darkness and suffering, are truly wasting this precious human life. They are like a wealthy person who owns a treasure but refuses to use it, ending up wandering in poverty. Such people lack wisdom and insight. They are the most ignorant and foolish. Thus, those who encounter the 10 wholesome deeds in this life must have planted wholesome roots over many past lives, not just in this one. They must have deep affinity with these teachings, especially through reverence for the triple gem, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Because of such past causes, they now encounter the 10 wholesome deeds. If they fail to live by them, then all their respect for the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha is superficial, like wind passing by, without bringing any real benefit to life. Since these 10 wholesome deeds are so important, I sincerely ask those who encounter them to diligently live by them. Blessings will come immediately, no need to wait. Just by living according to these 10 principles, you bring peace to yourself, others, and all living beings. Respectfully recorded, Elder Thich Theng LCC.